Kia ora everyone. This is the Information Literacy Level 2 video, and so in this tutorial I'm going to talk about how to write your conclusion. As with the other videos, I've got a color-coded exemplar for you, and so please pause the video if you want to have a closer look at it, and just go back as you need it. Okay, so in your conclusion, you are basically putting together your overall conclusion, and so you need to sum up your findings and whether or not your research has proved or disproved your original hypothesis. Now, a really good conclusion in the information literacy report can make a massive difference to your grade. And so quite often the difference between achieved merit and excellence is in the conclusions. And so those are the little conclusions at the end of each one of the paragraphs, but you've got a real opportunity here in this conclusion at the end, your final paragraph basically, to really show your thinking, how your thinking has developed, and how critical you've been of the sources that you have come across, but also how you've made sense of the sources and the information in them. So in your conclusion, I've already got a bit of my example there, but never mind. So you want to restate your hypothesis, then you want to explain how your research has impacted on your thinking, and then you need to decide whether your hypothesis originally was right or wrong, or whether you were partially right or partially wrong. And then at the end, you want to explain what else you would consider if you were to continue the research, just so that you're showing that you continue to think about it. And so remember, our topic, or my topic, the one that I've been using in all of these, or most of these videos, was that domestic abuse in New Zealand. And so this one, this conclusion is on that same topic. So as you can see, I've got bits in blue here, which are kind of sentences that indicate how my thinking has been impacted, and actually I've started my paragraph with that. So at the beginning of my research, I thought that, and then I'm restating my hypothesis, the media play a crucial role in how domestic violence and the people involved and affected by it are perceived by the general public. So there it is, I've just restated my hypothesis. And then I'm going on to explain how my thinking has developed. Now I have gained a more nuanced understanding of the issue. And now I'll need to explain that a bit more. So, while the media and their representation of these issues have a great influence on the general public also have a responsibility to question the way these stories are reported. Rather than blindly following and believing what is presented, we must individually take responsibility to check our own biases and assumptions. It is not unusual for us to approach reporting of domestic violence with particular gender stereotypes or other prejudice in mind. These are unhelpful as they contribute to the stigmatization of the victims who are already struggling enough without adding the judgment of society. And so I've really explained how my thinking has gained another layer here. Now I need to decide whether or not my hypothesis was right or wrong. And then I can say, I can conclude that my initial hypothesis was partially correct. While the media do shape how the general public perceives cases of domestic abuse in New Zealand, it would be too simplistic to simply blame news outlets. This conveniently ignores the responsibility each and every one of us can take to question and condemn not only the violent acts themselves, but also our own biases and prejudice and the media's contribution to the stigmas attached to victims. And so I can be really clear about how I should extend my hypothesis. And now in yellow, I'm going to explore what I would do differently next time. If I had to continue this research, I would look into specific actions individuals could take to help break down the stereotypes and prejudice victims of domestic abuse find themselves confronted with. Okay, and then I've got a really sound conclusion here. So, so far so good. You're almost at the end. So go back and forth in the video, look at these specific examples, make sure that you restate your hypothesis. You could also ask a critical friend to read your conclusion and see whether they think it makes sense or not. And so make sure that you ask your teacher if you've got any questions or would like some more feedback. All right, guys, almost there, home stretch. Okay, I'll be in touch soon with a final checklist. Bye.